What is going on, you guys? This is Clayster here, making a vlog for you guys. And you know I say a vlog, fuck that vlog shit. I like to add the V in front of it. But it's a video here today. Basically, just explaining what's been going on with me the past couple days, where I'm at now, what my plans are for the future. So here we go. I've been living in Morgantown, West Virginia, which is where West Virginia University is. I've been attending college there for 3 of the past 4 years. Took the last 2 semesters off to do this gaming stuff, see where it can take me, and then my lease ended on May 10th, so I had to be out of my house by May 10th, and since I wasn't attending school, I didn't really see a reason to stay up there. You know, all my friends were leaving too. They've all been there 4 or 5 years. They all moving on to bigger and better things, going all around the country doing stuff. So I figured if none of my friends are staying there, I'm not attending school there, then what's really the point of me staying there? So I've moved back into my mom's house right now. She is in Virginia. It's about 3 hours away from where I was living before. But this is only temporary. You know, I'm not staying here for good. I'm only going to be here for, I'm planning about a month, maybe a month and a half. But that's about the maximum I want to be here. And then it's not to say that I don't love being in my mom's house, you know, home cooked meals and like fresh bed sheets every day and stuff like that. It's always nice, and I always like having like a pantry stocked full of stuff. But you know, it's just I'm 22 years old. I don't really want to be living in my mom's house, especially in the area where we're at. It's really boring here, and there's not much to do. So I'm looking for a little more excitement in the nightlife. If I were to put it in, you know, nice terms. But basically, it's just boring as hell around here. So after this month and a half is up, if there's an opening at the Optic House, I'll definitely take it. But as it stands right now, they're already doubling up in one of the rooms. Every other room is filled, and that means I would have to share a room with somebody, which I'm not really down with. Like, as I said, I'm 22 years old. I haven't shared a room with somebody since I was in 5th grade, you know, so it's been 10 years, 12 years since I've done that. And I'm not really trying to do that at all because it's just you always need your privacy, you know, whether it's like just going in your room and watching a movie or just to be able to get away from everybody, shut the door and just be in your own like little area. It's always a much needed release. And you know, we're professional gamers over here. We're not exactly the most social people. But you know, I love my teammates and I love hanging out with them, but at the end of the day, I want to be able to go into my room and go to sleep and just be by myself, you know? So with that being said, like I said, if there's an opening at the house, I'll definitely take it. But if there's not an opening, if everybody stays where they're at currently, then I can't see myself moving up there. So if people ask, Clay, where are you gonna go then? So I think I have a couple options. You know, after being able to have the ability to travel all across the United States with this gaming stuff, I've basically figured out which cities I like the most, which cities are most fun, which cities have friends of mine that I enjoy being around in, and I'd basically just pick one of those cities. You know, there's quite a few of them. I don't really want to list them right now because I kind of want it to be like, oh, where'd you gonna live? But I would mainly just, you know, pack up all my stuff, move out there for a year, see how I liked it. Because especially if I'm moving to a new city where I don't really know anybody, only like 2 or 3 people, I wouldn't exactly have, you know, stuff to do or be wanting to go out all the time and stuff like that. It would allow me to focus on making YouTube videos for you guys, streaming, you know, 9, 10 hours a day, and not have anything to distract me. So I think it would be a good idea for me and my career with what I'm doing right now to do something like that. But you know, that's only if there's not an opening in the Optic House. But I probably will end up not going there because of how many people are there, how long they've been there. You know, Big T's been there for a while. Flame's pretty settled in. Embo's is pretty settled in. And then Proof just moved up there, and I'm sure it won't be long before he's, you know, right at home, like treating it as his home. So I don't really foresee any of them moving out soon. But there was the option of them getting a new house. They might do that. I'm not sure. I haven't really talked specifics with them about it because, you know, I don't really handle any of that kind of stuff. But I remember they were in talks about getting a new house. So if that opens up, you know, I'm definitely going to be there. I definitely want to stream and make YouTube videos with a whole house full of people because, as you said, it's a little competition between each other. Always, you know, I'd feel bad about myself if, like, they were making videos for, you know, half an hour and I was just sitting there, like, messing around. So it's a little motivation, you know. So um, I guess that's that. That whole spiel is basically why I haven't been active the past week, I think it was, since Niagara. We got back from Niagara after a pretty poor performance. I'll touch on that a little bit after I'm done talking about this. So we had to be back from Monday, or we came back on Monday, had to be out by the 10th. So I've been moving all of my stuff, packing up my entire house, getting it boxed up. If any of you have ever moved, you know how long this takes. And I offered to play with the team for like on Monday and Tuesday, so then I could spend Wednesday, Thursday, Friday packing and moving stuff. But they didn't want to play, so I had an extra couple days to hang out with my friends who I've been with for 4 or 5 years before we all left. And probably don't get to see each other too often after this is all said and done. After we've all moved away, because we're going to be in different parts of the country. So that's where I've been the past week. I've been without internet the past like 4 days, I think, because I had to get mine shut off, and then I had to be here and stuff. So that's where the lack of YouTube content and the lack of streaming has come from. But I'm settled in now. I got my set up, and set up. But I'll be ready to start streaming and making YouTube videos for you guys. So now into Niagara. Basically, I had one of the worst events I've ever had, and it wasn't an overall bad thing. I just had a couple bad series. Like, we only played 4 series, and half of those series I was playing just awful, and the other half I was doing good. So it was an average event for me. But for my standards, that's bad, because at events I always play really, really well, and I always pride myself on being a LAN player and being really, really competitive when it comes to LAN. But for some reason, I just couldn't get a rhythm going. I just couldn't find exactly where I needed to be filling in. If you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to explain. I just didn't feel comfortable. I felt a little out of place, I guess. I never really knew what my objective was. And then if I did, and somebody was shutting me down, I just couldn't adapt quick enough. And in my head, I was thinking, in some of the searches, all right, against the search versus phase, I was like, all right, it's freight, S&D. You've been picked 4 rounds in a row now. Stop peeking. Stop getting picked. In my head, I'm just like, stop. Just don't peek anymore. Just hide if you're on defense in a corner, and don't peek. And then I'd sit there for a minute in the corner, and I'd be like, all right, it's 30 seconds left. They're going to make a move. And I'd peek up and just get blaned, right in the face. And it happened 6 or 7 times. And I guess that's partly my fault. Like I was saying, I just wasn't adapting well enough and quickly enough, and I was basically getting shut down. Also, a couple of factors, I took those few days off a week before the LAN. These aren't excuses at all. We lost fair and square. We got shut down. We got the worst placing I've had in over a year, excluding COD Champs, which was a pickup team. And it sucks. I hate it. I hate losing like that. I hate, even though we got 3-0'd by complexity, that wasn't how close the games were. Just small mistakes, and I think we'll be able to fix them going into the X Games. It was just being on the 360 after we've been playing on the 1 for 3-4 months. You have to get used to a completely different controller. So we did. And then we have to go back to the 360, and then we only have 3 weeks to get used to this controller. And you guys might say, oh, well, you've always used this controller. How can you get used to it? It's like in baseball, giving the batter, 1 bat to use, a certain 20, however many pounds a regular bat is. And then next time they go to bat, you're just oh, here's a bat that's 10 times heavier, or 10 pounds heavier, or 10 pounds lighter. It's just a muscle memory of, how you do, how you push all your buttons, how you move the joystick, how you pull the triggers. It's all in muscle memory. I'm not actively thinking about it. So it's a little difficult for me, especially, to use what I use on the 360 compared to the 1, because, the muzzle brake on your Remington on the 1 is way easier to use, because it's easier to tap the triggers on the 1 as opposed to the 360, where it's harder because the triggers are more mushy and more sloppy. So it's kind of harder to shoot how I normally shoot. So, a bunch of factors going into this. We got a bad placing, but by no means is that okay with me. It's been upsetting me since it happened, and I just can't wait to come back out for X Games and win a medal out there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's running a bit long now, 10 minutes, but I figured I owed you guys a long one since it's been a couple days of me uploading. And I do apologize for that, but as I said, you know, moving, I can't really do anything about it. I'll just start back up where I left off and keep making videos for you guys. So I appreciate you watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment the video, do all what you want. I usually read all the comments, so if you have something to say, you can say it down there. If it's mean, I probably will cry a little bit. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.